All right.
Okay. Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh
by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Karkadash.
Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. And salutation, I come out there to push this word of truth and the sincerity. We gonna get down to business. We see what's happening in the Middle East, in the Ukraine. America's stuck in a quagmire in both ways. In Ukraine, because they bogged down and they depleted their weaponry by helping out Ukraine and helping out the gutter rats over there in Israel. So now, if they come to a full-scale war with Iran, they're not gonna be able to complete this war. So that's why they want a ceasefire. And the whole world is seeing the debauchery and the bullshit that America is bringing. Donald Trump say one thing and do another. So we seen these things now. So now all of a sudden, America is looking bad. And you gotta know something. Iran, which is the Medo-Persian Empire, the Persians, they go back thousands of years. You think they're gonna let a nation that been around for 250 years destroy them? And a nation that been around for 75 years destroy them? Nah, that's not gonna happen. So right now, we're in the beginning stages of World War III. Whether you realize it or not, we're in the beginning stages of this right here, man. Everything is coming down the pipe, and it's coming down the pipe real fast. And people that's not in the know, they have their head in the ground like an ostrich and their ass up, they're gonna be taken. Like I said in 2nd Ezra chapter 5 verse 1, many shall be taken. Behold, concerning the tokens, which is signs, we seeing the signs right now, many shall be taken in a great number. And the way of truth shall be hit. So we're gonna get this right here in 2nd Ezra chapter 15.
Alright, this is 2nd Ezra, right? What happened?
No, go ahead.
Okay. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 verse 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein.
And that word woe means destruction. Destruction to the world and them that dwell therein, man. Because many of you going to be taken in the great number. Like I mentioned a couple of seconds ago, 2nd Ezra chapter 5 verse 1 on down. Concerning the tokens, which are the signs, that word token means signs. Concerning the tokens, many should be taken in the great number. And the way of truth is going to be hitting, man. The way of truth is hitting from who? The 2/3 you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, man. You wacky-tacky ass Christians. Yeah.
Right. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh.
For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And the Most High appointed 4 kinds of deaths for you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. When you go to Jeremiah the 15th chapter, 1st verse on down to 3, it tells you how the Most High appointed 4 kinds of death for you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans who can't get right, who won't get right, who the Most High deemed you as undesirables. Okay, bro.
Yep. It says, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands.
And that's that race war, man. The clash of civilizations. We see these things brewing. We see what's popping off. A lot of people don't understand because the Most High blind them pursuant to Isaiah chapter 6 verse 9 on down to 12, man. The Most High got an angel out there blinding the 2/3 for not getting this truth. So you got to understand, this is the Most High's program. The Most High opens the eyes up through the pineal gland, through his elect, and blind 2/3 from not getting this truth. And that's the bottom line. And that's how the Most High deal, man. This is the Most High's program. We're just a part of the movie. Yeah.
It says, for there shall be sedition among men.
And that word sedition means an uprising or against a monarch or a government. And it's definitely going to be an uprising, sedition among men against this country, man. Yeah, brother.
Yep. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
They're not going to regard the mayor. They're not going to regard the governor. They're not going to regard Donald Trump or whatever president is in office. They're going to take the actions in their own hand. They're going to do what they got to do. Why? Because they're going to be in dire straits, man. which is a position of difficulty. Everybody's gonna be fending for themselves. We're not gonna be in the time of mirth. We're not gonna be in the time of everybody having a good time. We're gonna be in the time of Ezekiel chapter 21, verse 9 on down to 12, man. Where the Most High is allowing Esau to sharpen that sword. And that's what's happening right now to bring forth that sword slaughter. Yeah, brother.
Yep. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
That's martial law, man. A man should desire to go into another city, can't go into another city. A man trying to desire to go into, leave Brooklyn and go to the Bronx, they can't do it. Because everything is locked the fuck down. Excuse the F-bomb. Everything is locked down, man.
Having a pandemic.
Exactly.
They shut down New York. You know, brothers was trying to get out the city. I don't know if you remember. We would stop. We had to go all the way uptown.
And then go around.
Yeah.
And then we was going to Carson Point. We was going all over the place during the time of the pandemic. And it was taking us, we would leave, usually it would take us 20 to a half an hour. We was getting home 10 minutes.
20 minutes.
20 minutes tops getting home. There was no traffic on the road, man. And the Most High allowed us, even though they was locking things down and having people, they had a so-called curfew, the Most High had it, whereas we was able to maneuver around and bring this truth out. So, hey, man, bro, I can tell you how about me outside for that right there, man. So, guess what? When they lock this shit down totally, the Most High gonna make a way for us to do the same thing. Even though he gonna take us off the streets, we gonna be able to maneuver around. He gonna feed us. We gonna have food and we gonna have remnant. We gonna have substance, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, brother.
Yeah. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation.
That's when all hell is breaking loose, man. You may have some Jake, you know, had the wherewithal to stack up on some goods, you know what I mean? You know, whereas this other Jake next door to him, then he was in a prepper. So you got these preppers, they'll prep and do things, you know what I'm saying, to save goods, you know what I'm saying, save food, rituals, you know what I mean? Then you got people that won't do it because they don't believe. They think everything's gonna go back to normal. Nothing's going to happen. And then when shit hit the fan, they're like, oh shit, now they stuck out there with nothing to eat, no food. So now they may smell from their neighbor some food, you know like in cartoons, you smell the smoke coming to your nose and it's leading you to, yeah, huh?
Start levitating, following the smell.
Yeah, you knock on the door, the man may feed you. One time, yo, you got some, you can help me with some food? Here, take a plate. Now, you can't be dependent on that. You can't come every day because he got a family. Then what you want to do is when he turn you down, you're going to, do what you got to do. What it says again? A man should have no pity for his neighbor.
Yeah. It says, 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 19. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation.
So even though he fed you probably 2 nights, now you like, man, fuck this shit, man. This dude he ain't trying to look out no more, man. So I'm gonna take his stuff, man. I'm gonna take his stuff. You know, I got the 6 shooter, and I'm gonna, I'm gonna kick his door down, and I'm gonna take his goods. As we buck up, that's against him. I'm gonna do him dirty. I'm taking his goods, yeah, bro.
Even like when it comes to like women, like a perfect example. All the lights went out in my neighborhood last night, right? So you've been in my spot before. Most of the people that live there are women and children. So when all the lights went out, all the women just like, oh my gosh, it's dark. What we gonna do? So I'm talking to some of the neighbors, blah blah, whatever. None of them had flashlights. None of them had a fire extinguisher. Their excuse was, "Oh, I'm a girl. I'm just a girl." So I'm just like,
you're a girl in a man's world.
I'm like, this is a regular, something regular, and y'all don't even have the basic, a little flashlight or nothing.
You a woman in a man. You a girl in a man's world, and you gonna be taken.
Nothing, even like the little daughters was there acting like crazy, and my son is like, yo, what's wrong with these damn girls? Like he was getting annoyed, like why the fuck she screaming, like, and I'm like, yo, That's just women.
She don't help me. Yeah, bro. He said, yeah.
This is Matthew 24:12.
There you go.
It says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
Because if iniquity shall abound, sin upon sin shall abound. Because that word iniquity means sin upon sin.
Yes,
Read it again, Bible Kushar.
Matthew 24:12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
The love of many shall wax cold. That's why I tell you in 2nd Ezra is that a man should have no pity upon his neighbor. He gonna kick his door down, take his shit, you know, probably ravish his woman in the process, you know. I got your garment in my car. Yeah, man. So read that again.
Matthew 24:12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
The love of many shall wax cold, man. And we see that happening now, man. Nobody don't even, you know, everybody look at each other like, you know, ice cold, you know what I mean? Crossing each other, man. There's gonna come a time in this society when this society break down wholeheartedly that everybody's gonna be against each other. It's gonna be every man for themselves, man. And I feel sorry for these women that was caught up in that feminist crap, man. I feel sorry for them. Then again, I don't. Yeah, brother.
That was it on 2nd Ezra.
That was it. So you want to say so? Somebody get real quick. All right. Somebody get Micah chapter 5 verse 7. We gonna go down to
got me.
15.
Micah 5, I had 7 and 15.
Micah 5
It was
chapter
5? Okay, I thought it was 7 and 15.
chapter 5 verse 7 through 15.
This is Micah chapter 5, verse 7. It says, and the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people.
Hey, and that's during the time of that clash of civilizations, man. The remnant of Jacob, talk about you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, on down to Issachar, it's going to be in the midst of many people, man. And the Most High going to put a spirit on Jacob. When I'm talking about Jacob, I'm talking about all the tribes, man. They get busy. Yeah, brother.
It says, as the dew from the Lord, as the showers upon the grass.
When you down south, right, and that dew, it don't rain, and that dew hit the ground, the whole grass, everything is moist. That's how, before it was raining, before the Most High brought forth rain, during that time in the ancient world, the Most High, how he watered the earth was by dew. So that's how Jacob's gonna be lacking unto these different nations, man. Mainly Esau, like dew on the earth, like dew on the grass, man. Read that part again.
It says, and the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people, as they dew from the Lord, as the showers upon the grass, that tarrieth not for man, nor waiteth for the sons of men. And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles.
Yeah, the rhythm of Jacob should be amongst the Gentiles, whipping they ass, handing them they ass, man, busting them up.
That's right.
Busting them up, because the anger of the Lord is going to be upon us. We're going to take it out on these people, man. We're going to bust them up, man. Real vicious like, man. Real vicious like. We're going to victimize y'all. Yeah, brother.
It says, in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a young lion among the flocks of sheep.
And you see a young lion in the midst of sheep, what that young lion going to do? You got a pride of young lions amongst a bunch of about 20 sheep. You got, matter of fact, it could be 2 lions or 3 lions. They're young. They're in the midst of many sheep. What do you think they're going to do to them sheep? It's going to tell you.
Yeah, it's like, I remember back on 34th, this article came out back in India. They had a tiger that killed 100 sheep, one tiger.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Sheep are docile. You know, let me tell you something. During the Passover, right, I will go get a live sheep from the from my man where I go get my sheep from, the lamb, the butcher. You know, and the goats, they'll go crazy, buck up, be making noise, screaming, fighting. When you pick out a lamb, they just put their head down and go to the slaughter. But a goat, they're gonna fight tooth and nail. But them sheep, they just docile creatures, man. They just go. They'll look at you and put their head down. It only make you feel sorry for them too, man. You be like, damn, shit.
I fulfill my purpose.
But I gotta eat, man. We gotta do the Passover. You know what I mean? So you feel bad, but then you don't feel bad. So when you hear about a tiger in India killing 100 sheep, one tiger, hey, that's possible because the sheep are very docile creatures, man. They do not fight back. They just let you whoop their ass, man. Yeah, brother.
It says, as a young lion among the flocks of sheep, who, if he go through, both treadeth down and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver.
And that's what happens, man. 2 lions could kill 200 sheep, man. And all them sheep they're not gonna fight back. They're gonna run trying to get away, but they're gonna be. And what lions do, they would just grab them, bite their neck, kill them, and leave them right there, to drag them off later for the pride. You know what I mean? I watch enough animal movies to see how they do. They're just like the zebras. They'll kill them, bite their neck, leave them there, crush their esophagus. Where they can't breathe, they die. Then they leave them there and go get some other ones, and then come back and drag them off. So they could kill, like you said, 100, and leave them there and come back, and they probably be eating for months. And they don't care about rotten flesh. They don't care about that. Them hyenas, they definitely don't care about that.
Vultures.
And then it's not going to last anyway because you got the vultures and them hawks that's waiting, circling around.
Worms, flies.
All that, man. The Most High's creation.
Nothing goes to waste.
Everything that's edible, everything gets eaten. Yeah, brother. That's right. It's a cycle.
It says, who, if he go through, both treadeth down and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver.
And that's how Jake and the rest of the elect, not the elect. That's how Jake, because the elect is going to be taken care of. The elect ain't going to be in the midst of doing all this right here, unless they get that spiritual power. But it's going to be the 2/3 of you Negro, Spanish, Native Americans that's going to be doing that, committing them atrocities, man. In the midst of many people that's busting them up, because the Most High going to put a special spirit on them, man. Yeah.
It says, thine hand shall be lifted up upon thine adversaries.
Who's our adversary? Esau and the rest of the nations. You go to Psalm, the 83rd chapter, they tell you, starting with Esau and down, our adversary, man. The people that hate us. The people that's against us. The Most High gonna put the spirit on us to put our hands upon our adversaries, man. And victimize them. Yeah, bro.
It says, and all thine enemies shall be cut off.
And all our enemies shall be cut off. Starting with Esau, then you got Ishmael, then you got Moab. Those are the first 3. Esau, Ishmael, and Moab. Then it goes down the line, man. It goes down the line. Who are enemies? And how the Most High is going to have us victimize them. Yeah, brother. That was it. So, let me see what I got here. What else I got? Jeremiah. All right. Oh, this right here. Jeremiah 20. No, 50 and 20 and 25. Did that precept right about push up?
Psalm chapter 2, verse 1. Why do the heathen rage, and the people imagine a vain thing?
And that's what they do. They imagine the vain thing now, man. All these different heathen nations, man, getting together, conspiring against us, Imagining vain things that's not going to take place. It's not going to come to pass. The Most High going to have them take down certain Jakes, but overall, man, the Most High is going to deliver Jake, man. But I mean, just about the 2/3, not the 2/3, that's about the elect of Israel, started with Judah on down to Issachar, man. The Most High going to deliver his men, So they're imagining the vain thing. It's not going to come to pass. You're not going to destroy Israel, man. If that's the case, the Most High would have did that shit centuries ago for our iniquities. Yeah, brother.
Right. It says, why do the people rage, why do the heathen rage, and the people imagine this vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us.
That's Psalms the 83rd chapter. Which we was going into, man. And that's how these Edomites and the rest of these nations, they know who we are, but they're not gonna tell you. But now that's coming out who we are, so now they forced to acknowledge who are the true sons of Israel. Some of them, if they're honest with themselves. Yeah, brother.
It says, he that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh.
Yahweh Shai gonna be laughing at these degenerates, man. Because you're not gonna do anything other than what the Most High allow you to do. And that's just the bottom line. Yeah, brother.
The Lord shall have them in derision.
You're gonna meet the rich. You're gonna meet the confused state, not knowing what the hell is going on. You're just gonna know that you'll be getting your asses handed to you. And it's the reason why you're gonna get your asses handed to you. For the violence against you have done to us, man, you're gonna get that shit paid back to you double. Yeah, buddy.
It says, then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure.
Exactly, man. Then shall he speak to them in their wrath and vex them in his sore displeasures, man. What's part of most of our sore displeasures? The race war, the nuclear missiles, also with the country that fought for them chariots. That's the most I saw displeasures. Yeah, brother, right?
It says, yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree the Lord have said unto me, thou art my son this day, have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance.
What's going to happen is, once New Jerusalem comes down from the heavens, man, out of them chariots, we're going to go around and gather all the nations together, pursuant to Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 14 on down. Also pursuant to Isaiah chapter 24, verse 19 on down, where the Most High is going to punish the hosts of the hours that are high. Settle with the international bankers. We're going to gather them up, toss them in the pit, and after many days visit them and put them to work. That's how the Most High going to get the heathen for our inheritance, man. Yeah, bro.
And the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession.
And the uttermost parts of the earth for our possession. Taking over Esau's land, Mount Seir. You ain't going to need it no more. You ain't going to need it no more. You're going to be in total chains. You know? We're going to whip the shit out of Moab. We're going to whip the shit out of Ammon. Whip the shit out of them black-ass Hamites. You know, stinking purple Hamites. We're going to whip the shit out of all these different nations, man, and put them in order. We ain't even going to whip the shit out of our own people that's going to buck up against us because they ain't going to want to accept. They still want to idol worship until we're going to have to beat this truth into them. Just like when you go into that movie with Roddy Piper and this dude Keith David. Roddy Piper had to beat the truth into Keith David. He had to beat him. He had to beat and make him and force the eyeglass on him so he could see what was going on. Same way we got to beat the truth into these 2/3, man. Yeah, brother.
Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces of the potter's vessel.
That rod of iron is acceptable. We gonna bust you upside your head with that shit. Pow, pow, pow. Get in line. Heathen, putting boots to asses. We gonna put you in total, or we gonna put you in subjection. We gonna put the fear of the Most High in y'all, man. We gonna put the fear of the Most High in y'all. You're gonna fear. You're gonna learn the fear of the Lord, man. Okay, what's up? That was it? Okay, what's up?
This is Micah 5:15. And I will execute vengeance and anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard.
How he gonna do that? Do his men. That's how he gonna execute punishment and judgment against the heathen. Read it again.
It says Micah 5:15. And I will execute vengeance and anger.
The Most High is gonna execute vengeance and anger upon the heathen, man. What they have done to the sons of Israel. Obadiah chapter 1 verse 10. You're not gonna escape the judgments of the Lord, man. We're going to victimize you. That's the way you victimize us. We're going to do it double, though. But in righteousness. Yeah, brother.
It says, and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard.
And fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard, man. Thermonuclear destruction, concentrated fire, having spiritual power, ripping your limbs off you. It's beating you down, victimizing you. It's doing you dirty. Yeah, brother. Got more?
Psalms 149, let's start at 6. It says, oh, you had that? It says, let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and the two-edged sword in their hand.
The high praise of the Most High be in our mouth. Barakatah Yahweh, Bashmi Yahweh Shah, call Allah, Yahweh, 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 Shah. You know what I'm saying? In our mouth and the two-edged sword in our hand. To execute vengeance and judgment upon the heathen. Yeah, brother.
To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishment upon the people.
And punishments upon the people, man. We're going to be praising the Most High. We ain't praising the Most High upon our best now. Every time our alarm clock go off, man, we be hating that shit. We press snooze. Like, damn. Pressing snooze a couple of times, man, just to try to get extra sleep, you know what I mean? We're praising the Most High now. Yeah, brother.
To bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron.
Going back to Isaiah 24:19, Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 14. But we're going to separate continuing employment, bind their kings with chains.
Over there or something?
As to execute upon them the judgment written.
Execute upon them the judgment written. Where's this coming from?
Right around the corner.
To execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all the saints praise ye the Lord.
Who are the saints? The saints are the Israelites, man. The saints are started with the elect. The saints are the Israelites, man. So now you can get a copyright infringement because you know they hit music in the background. So it happened to me before. I was doing a video outside and some dude passed by in a car and he got cut. You can go straight down right?
Yeah, this done. This is probably your copy.
You come because you know, hey man, I mean, that's Satan out here with that satanic music. You know what I mean? But we're gonna continue going on. You got more?
That was the point.
I'm saying Jeremiah chapter 50 verse. You see, was it 51 or 20 or 50 and 20? Yeah, 50 and 20. Yeah, good.
All right, this is Jeremiah chapter 50. All right, Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 20. And it says, in those days and in that time, saith the Lord, the iniquity of Israel shall be sought for, and there shall be none, and the sins of Judah, and they shall be found, so I will pardon them whom I reserve.
That's right. The Most High going to take the sins from His elect, you know, and you're going to look for. They're going to seek the sins of the Israelites, and there's going to be none.
So you can
No?
tell, brother, we just do walking talks. We're going to be over there. You're gonna listen to music.
So read that again, brother, so we can, you know, walk and talk.
There's real music going on there.
Right. The real music, right?
I got it.
They're going to turn it up
They
again.
got the low over now.
Yeah, man, because read it again, brother, the shot. Jeremiah 15 verse 20. Yeah.
Back in Jeremiah
Not
chapter
good. I
50,
got it.
verse 20, and it says, in those days, at that time, saith the Lord,
In those days, in that time, which we approaching fastly approaching, man. We in that time now, man.
the iniquity of Israel shall be sought for, and there shall be none.
The iniquity of Israel is sin upon, you know, but Israel should be sought for, and there shall be none. It's the Most High going to cleanse us from all our iniquities, man. Purge us from all our iniquities, man. And give us a new heart, man. It's a new mind to serve Him wholeheartedly.
It says, and the sins of Judah, and they shall not be found, for I will pardon them whom I reserve.
The Most High say He's going to pardon the sins of Judah who he reserved. And that's His elect, man. The Most High is going to pardon the sins of His elect. But the sins of the 2/3, they're going to be judged and taken in that great number, man. And they're going to perish by the sword. Yeah, brother.
All right. Go up against the land of Merathaim, even against it, and against the inhabitants of Pekod, waste and utterly destroy them, saith the Lord, and do according to all that I have commanded thee.
The Most High will command us to bring all kinds of judgment upon these different nations, man. We gonna victimize them.
Yeah. A sound of battle is in the land, and of great destruction.
The sound of the battle is in the land and of a great destruction, man. The sound of the battle is in the land of America, and that great destruction is done when we get destruction, the country they fight from the chariots, man. That's what that is, man. You understand? You comprehending? Yeah, right.
It says, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken?
That hammer is America. Babylon the Great. Boston. The land of the Chaldeans. The whole hammer of the earth is broken asunder. Because the Most High is going to do that. See, and the Most High is going to put the spirit on Esau to not. Esau gonna be tell you in the second Ezra, the 13th chapter, that Esau is gonna be so afraid, but yet thirst fighting, because the Most High gonna put the spirit on Esau to fight. Because if Esau surrenders, he become tributary. The Most High don't want that. Yahweh don't want Esau to become tributary. He want Esau to fight so he can get snatched up and tossed into slavery after he's been defeated and his crown's been taken from him. Yeah, bro.
Yeah. It says, how has Babylon become a desolation? Has become a desolation among the nations.
Because when you go to Jeremiah 50:9, the Most High, the Most High say He going to assemble an assembly of great nations to come up against Babylon. You go to Jeremiah 50, verse 9 on down to 12. The Most High got that assembly of great nations, starting with Russia and China, North Korea, Ethiopia, Libya, Pakistan, India, Turkey, which is mentioned as Togarmah in the scriptures, man. Yeah, brother.
Yep. It says, I have laid a snare for them. I have laid a snare for them. And thou art also taken, O Babylon.
The Most High have laid that snare on thee. It's that snare. To be taken by thermonuclear destruction, but all your enemies that you've been paying off, but now the Most High going to have you, be caught up in the trick bag, so to speak. And all your enemies that you've been deceiving and come up against, they're going to come up against you and shut your blood. Yeah, brother.
And thou wast not aware. It says, thou art found. I'm going to start from the top. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon.
That snare that the Most High is laying upon Babylon, these different nations are going to come up against Babylon.
It says, right? It says, and thou wast not aware.
They wasn't aware of it, man. They wasn't aware that the Most High laid the snare in the trap for them to get put to death, they get destroyed. Because they ain't what thought that they're going to last forever, man. They got the best military in the world, so they think. But all these different nations that are sitting there, great nations, will come up against you. You and Israel, and shoot missiles on you. And destroy both of you. But the one thing about it, Israel's going to be built back up. So it says Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 14. And I say the 24th chapter, the 19th verse on down. But the Most High going to punish hosts of the house that are on high. You're all going to pay, man. Nobody escapes the judgment of the Lord, man. We had to drink of that cup, you're going to drink of that cup. You're going to drink it double. You're going to drink the dregs of that cup, man. Yeah.
It says, thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord.
Thou have been found, you have been caught, because you've been found striving against the Most High. That's Esau. Mainly Esau, but the rest of the nations buying Esau, following Esau, getting drunk with Esau's philosophies. You're going to suffer the same fate as Esau.
Yep.
You're going to get snatched up and put in slavery, but the Most High is going to turn back your captivity after 1,000 years. They're going to be put back in your own land. But you're still going to be subject under the Israelites, paying tribute. Yeah.
Right? It says, the Lord had opened his armory and had brought forth the weapons of his indignation.
Most High's armory is the nuclear missiles, the thermonuclear missiles, the hypersonic missiles, the supersonic missiles, the concentrated fire from the chariots. You're through. You ain't gonna put the spirit on you to try to fight them. To try to fight the angel, Yahweh shine the angels, man. That's that war in heaven. And Esau turned into a fairy tale.
Yeah, it says, for this is the work of the Lord power of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans.
This is the work of the Most High Yahweh by Yahweh Shah in the land of the Chaldeans. This is Esau's, top money giver, which is a rebel, so to speak. That was it. That was it.
Revelation 12:7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not.
That's when you go to the second Ezra, the 13th chapter, it goes into it in more detail, man. How Esau, They were trying to fight against the Most High's army. They got their ass handed to them. Because the Most High put the spirit on Esau to fight. Esau didn't want to fight. Esau didn't want to fight. He was like, man, what the hell? They didn't want to fight, but the Most High put that spirit on him to fight. So he could conquer you. Put your ass in chains.
That part on it.
Yeah.
Says, and prevail not, neither was their place found anymore in heaven.
There's no more rulership for your ass, man. Sit in the dust. Which is confusion. There's no throne for you, man. That's it. You're gonna be in a confused state when you see them champions come out the skies. Even though you know what they are, but you're gonna still fight as if you don't know what they are. Like they're some kind of strange beings from Mars and outer space. No, nah. You know exactly what they are, man. But the most I'm gonna put that spirit on you to fight, so you can whip your ass. Yeah, cut. That's in the U.S. military trying to fight. That's right. That's right. But they all gonna die. They all gonna die, man. They all gonna die. They're gonna be disintegrated. Every last one of them. They're all gonna die. From the least unto the greatest. From the sergeants, the captains, the lieutenants, the regular foot soldier, you're all gonna die, man. Every last one of you, you're all gonna die. You're gonna die the death of the wicked. Or you Jakes out there that's in the U.S. military, you're gonna die the death of the wicked. Which is being burnt with fire from them chariots, man, and them nuclear missiles.
And the great, it's like you got chicks dying right now, and Esau's laughing at them.
Yeah. You had that chick, that black chick that got killed. They was putting it on TikTok dancing, laughing that she got killed. It was 2 chicks that got killed, you know, being bombed in Kuwait at the military base, but it was 5 altogether, 3 Edomites and 2 chicks. They was lamented for the Edomites, but they was laughing at the chicks. Because it was 2 women, and they was laughing at them. And I saw that shit, I was like, man, Jake deserve everything they get, man. Why you gonna join Esau's military? They lamented over the 3 Edomites, the 2 Edomite women and the Edomite man, you know what I mean? But they was laughing and joking and making jokes over the 2 nigger women that was up there. They got put to death. Make that shit make sense, man.
And the great dragon, Revelation 4:9, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil.
Which is the great dragon that's talking about the woman empire. Esau, the so-called white man, was cast out with the so-called devil, man. The sea. That old serpent going back to Genesis, the book of Genesis.
And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil, and Satan was deceiving the whole world.
The Satan is mean adversary, man. You know, so devil means slanderer, you know. And that's what Esau has been doing for centuries, man, slandering his brother.
Not talking about his
Of course, the spiritual demon saying he need a vessel. He's the spirit. He need a vessel. He can't come down and do anything to anybody, man. Spirits can't harm you, man. They need a vessel to inhabit. Then they can harm you. When they possess a bugged out nigga or bugged out Edomite, man. Yeah.
He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him.
That's about Esau and his military, man. You know the militaries around the world that's joined unto Esau. That's what that's talking about. It's not talking about the spiritual demons saying that angels in heaven. That's a fairy tale, man. That's the shit that Esau concocted up, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Hades and all that.
Yeah. Huh.
Jake behind that. Zeus coming up with that whole thing, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of Israelites. Just like how you have one tweet now, they just spewing out shit. Doing the same thing back in Mars Hill.
Yeah, good. Yeah, Mars Hill, yeah.
It says, 10, and I heard a loud voice saying in the heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his anointed, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down,
That's right.
which accused them before our power
Day and night. And that's what Esau will be doing, man. Esau will get Jake, do these commercials, eating pork. Celebrating birthdays and doing all kind of debauchery, you know what I'm saying? Committing adultery, doing all kind of bugged out stuff when it comes to these rap videos. And then they go back and look what your people do. Give us back the birthright. Which is not going to happen. And you got a Jake with a clean face, clean shaven face, eating pork, loving it, eyes rolling back in his head, loving it, man. Can't get enough of it. Yeah, brother.
It says, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death.
That's about the elect, man. Those that's going to follow Yahushua wherever he go, man. This is the Lord's sheep hear his voice, man.
So I posted, I know you watched House of Dragons, you saw last week?
Yeah.
You got Tyler Lannister, so the king, the rightful king technically, right? He got hung, completely disfigured, got burned, everything. He got brought to the, I think his lowest point was he had to kiss like some guys that had shit on him.
Yeah.
So they were saying, look, I'm tired of, it was pretty much being pursued. And he said, fuck it, I'm tired of running. I'm gonna die as a king. I'm not gonna be dying as a guy that got slain by his brother. You guys can go, do what you want. One guy said, look, I'm crippled. I'm gonna honor you with song. The other guy said, fuck it, my king is gonna go, I'm gonna die with him. I was like, oh shit. So at nighttime, he's right there and the army comes. And the guy said, what you gonna do, my king? You gonna flee? He said, no, fuck it. He just started saying, I'm the real king. Before you worshiping the fake, he just started going at it. You worshiping the fake queen. I'm protected by, pretty much in their world, I'm protected by the Lord. And the guy next to him, next thing you know, they all getting scared and shit like that. And they turn around and just fucking dragon. And now we watch everything with a spiritual eye. So I'm thinking like, those are the loyal to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Like the scriptures speak about Isaiah 59, lifting up a standard, divine intervention. We just read it. Some of us are going to be faithful unto death. I was just thinking about holding my ground, like, you know, they snatched me out, fuck it. I'm just going to be laughing, like, we're willing, like, I remember all y'all faces in the kingdom, but the Lord could just intervene, you know what I'm saying? Oh, so that's it. Those that gave their lives unto death. And every brother has a different dispensation of faith. So the brother that got that faith, that could endure that, won't be in that situation. And the brother that is still building up, the most side might have a different path. But at the end of the day, all our faith is going to be tried according to the most side is supposed to want us.
That's right. That's right.
I was in 2nd Corinthians 13.
I mean, I just mentioned it, you didn't get it. I just mentioned it, but when they get it, you bring it up, you bring it out, yeah.
2nd Corinthians chapter 13, verse 1. It says, and it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo,
That word low means look.
and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, and it moved all the waves thereof.
And that's about the sea, that's about the firmament. Not the sea, actual sea, it's about the sea in heaven, the firmament. That's what it's talking about.
It says, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, and when he turned his countenance to look,
Because once that he cracked the skies with the father ship, and the rest of the men, the rest of the angels following behind him, and the smaller ships.
yeah, and when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him.
When Esau and his armies and the rest of the nations saw when Yahushua cracked the skies with a big ass ship that's engraved like as big as a mountain, they was like, what the fucking fuck we dealing with here? And they know what it is, but they didn't know how he's gonna come with much violence.
Ronald Reagan said it. Ronald Reagan said, Ronald Reagan said, I'll always take a United invasion. United.
Right.
He said that way back.
Yeah. Back in '82.
Just to back you up, I just found out a few years ago he made that speech more than once.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was just one speech, but he made it like 3 times.
Because he wanted to.
At the G20 summit. It's not my next time. At the G20 summit. 3 times. So just to back your brother's point of spirit, that shows they know. You know, they know something.
He wanted
Let
to-
alone their movies too. You know, like the famous Independence Day. You know, that Independence Day is literally a carbon copy of the second 13th chapter. The point by point. Well, not point by point, but all eyes shall see, you know, coming out of the clouds.
What they really was doing was
There's a war in heaven, right? Same thing as Independence Day.
what Ronald Reagan was doing was trying to establish that Star Wars program that he was trying to get, established, during the '80s.
Now Trump got it now.
Yeah, it's called. He changed it from Star Wars to Space Program to Space Force. So same shit though. It's different name.
I remember one of the bishops told me when I first got in, first few years at NASA, as we know, NASA, the whole point of NASA's creation was to look out for the come back of our Lord. And that's why, as we know, there's one famous stream, right? The Iscariot. So you saw a bunch of chariots coming down on NASA Live.
Then they shut it off. Yeah.
Yeah, and then a huge one came by,
Big as the Earth.
big as the Earth, and they shut the feet off.
He was like, oh shit, what the F is this? Yo, look how big this ship is. And they cut it off.
It shows you that's what NASA was created for. And they, I think now, they fake live stream. It's not really live. Or
It's delayed. It's delayed, and then.
Or then they probably edit it out.
Yeah.
So NASA, if it says live stream, just be sure, like if it says edited or they showing you something fake.
Sure, so that's pre-recorded.
Yeah, they're circling the Earth, man. Those chariots, they're here.
That's right.
Scientists saw 20 chariots cruising by the moon.
Oh, I saw Brother Moses. Yeah,
Yeah, they're like 15 to 25 miles big.
And also, they be hovering around the sun. I guess that's their energy, where they get their energy from. I don't know. I know they be hovering around the sun a lot, man. You saw like about 15, 20 chariots, probably more. It's hovering around the sun.
Well, I think solar power, we can
And it says, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice.
That was the blazing things, man.
Like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the 4 winds of heaven.
Esau, the Ottoman Turks, Russians, the counterparts of Esau, the Edomite counterpart of the enemy of Esau, all the rest of the nations together. Moab, Ammon, Ham, all the nations together, coming together with their armies to do Yahushua that cracked the skies. And they're going to fail miserably. It's going to tell you right now. Yeah, brother.
It says to subdue the man that came out of the sea.
Which is the heavens, which is the firmament.
I got a quick precept on that. This is 2 Ezra 16 and 58. He hath shut the sea in the midst of the waters, and with his words hath he hanged the earth upon the waters.
Let's talk about how he came out of the skies, I'm saying, and did what he did, man. If you want to break it down first, you can break it down.
Oh no, just to back up your point that sometimes when it says sea, it's talking about the heavens, because it tells you that the earth is being hung upon the waters.
That's right. Which is the firmament.
Yeah, read that. Read that again. Because basically, when you break it out, it's the same elements of the firmament of the earth are the same elements down here. Right. You know, the proof of that is what's ice, right? Ice is frozen water. You got some meteors, right? That basically are ice. Right.
Where's the Arctic come from?
Am I saying it right? Meteors or is it something asteroids?
Comments.
Because Meteorites is fire.
Yeah, comets are ice. That's what I get.
Meteorites are fire.
Read that again.
Second Ezra 16:58. He has shut the sea in the midst of the waters.
He has said, he's reading, I'm sorry.
He has shut the sea in the midst of the waters, and with his words as he hanged the earth upon the waters.
Yeah, as he hang the earth upon the waters. So basically the whole entire universe is basically waters. All right, that's considered waters. All right, and they said, what did it say? How did it say it again?
It says he hangeth the earth
He hangeth the earth
upon the waters.
upon the waters, plain. You know, so that's when you go back to Second Ezra, and it said it came. How did you say it again? It came out of the seas.
It came out of the sea. Probably.
Yeah. It says, after I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea.
Yeah, the four winds of heaven represents north, south, east, and west. Basically, all directions. All right, all directions, which represents all the nations. Right, and they're in all directions, come from all over the world. That's what it symbolizes. Everybody, all nations around the world are going to come to what?
To subdue the man
Subdue the man. That right.
that came out of the sea.
That came out of the sea.
Right.
So it's talking about what? Out of the waters, above the firmament, into this realm, into these waters. You know. So that's a perfect precept the brother priest Shaman brought out. What was that precept?
Second Ezra 16:58.
Yeah, I need to remember that one. I forgot about that one. That's a perfect precept.
I also mentioned when you got the ozone layer, then you got waters, which the waters is in a gas form.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a gas form, but the ozone layer separates this water from the outside water.
Is that CO2 or
Yeah.
oxygen, right?
When you read Genesis and it says Shemayim, heavens, look it up in waters.
So people don't realize what's about to take place, man. What's about to take place is Yahweh Shah cracking them skies, bringing heavy judgment upon Esau and the rest of the nations, man. And that's going to be a sight to see, man. That's going to be a great, spectacular movie that the Most High created. This is the Most High's movie. The Most High created this movie for his own entertainment.
And his namesake.
And for his namesake.
Let's get.
It says, but I beheld, and lo. It says, but I beheld, and lo, he had raised himself a great mountain and flew up upon it.
That's that big ass chariot, man. That father shit. It looked like he gave himself a great mountain. That great mountain was a big ass region. But Ezra was looking at it like, God damn, where is it coming from? But it was just it looked like a mountain, but it wasn't, because it was coming out of the heavens. It was coming out of the firmament, you know? Out of the waters.
Yep. It says, but I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not.
He couldn't see it because why? Because it was not a mountain. It was coming from the heavens, man. And that's how big that was. And to show the depiction of that, in ID4 with Will Smith, they showed a big chariot coming out of the sky. You know what I'm saying? Remember?
You know what's heavy too? Like, you look at like a plane, right? The plane is pretty large.
Yeah.
But in the sky, it's tiny, like that.
Right.
But that's just how when we was looking at this chariot,
It was
even
big.
though it was in the sky, it still looked like
It was like a mountain.
Come out of the firmament. Right.
that has extremely.
That's why. That's why, you know, Pastor, and I believe it was the Pastor saying that when Yahweh shall come, everybody, all the elect will be beamed up on that one big chariot. That's how big it is. Yeah, it does, man. When you look at it, you really look at it, man, you know. At the same time, the Lord's going to be beaming up people. At the same time, you had that dream that the Lord's going to be zapping people. At the same time, that tractor beam come on you, come up ahead, truck and come on you, disintegrate you.
Yeah, like, and just to add on, the dream, you couldn't tell if the beam was going to burn you or to beam you up. It's a blue light. A blue light that beamed on certain people get disintegrated, and certain people beamed up. So when that light came upon you,
It's hoping like, damn. It's an empty feeling like, damn, I'm done for it. You know, that's why it say in the scriptures how the men was praising the Most High and I got delivered. So bring us some more scriptures. Okay, bring it.
Isaiah 66:15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind.
That's right. Because the chariot is considered a whirlwind. Because some of the chariots move like a whirlwind, you know?
You know, a whirlwind, that just comes, that is very destructive.
That's right.
You know, when the chariot comes to destroy. It says to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire.
That concentrated fire from them chariots, and also the missiles that's coming down at the same time, the chariots cracking the skies, bringing death, destruction, and deliverance. And when you go to Jeremiah chapter 25, verse 33, it tells you the same thing. It depicts the same thing. How the Most High, it says that, somebody get that real quick, Jeremiah chapter 25, verse 33.
I'll continue real quick. It says, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord lead of all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
By fire, it says by fire and well?
By fire and by his sword.
And by fire and by his sword shall the Most High plead with all flesh. The Most High sword is the tractor beams coming out of them, the laser beams coming out of them chariots, and that fire is coming from them, that sword is coming from them nuclear missiles.
Yeah, that's the first point.
So somebody can just say about 25 and 33? Is that all?
So Jeremiah 25 and 33, and the slain of the Lord.
Matter of fact, go up to 32.
Jeremiah 25 and 32, thus saith the Lord, behold, evil shall go forth from nation to nation.
That's the nuclear missiles, man. Going from nation to nation, man. Start off by that assembly of great nations. Started with Russia and China. Okay, brother.
It says, and a great whirlwind shall be raised up from the coasts of the earth.
That's the chariots cracking the skies, bringing death, destruction, and deliverance, man. Okay.
It says, and the slain of the Lord, Yahweh shall be at that day, from one end of the earth, even unto the other end of the earth.
From the east to the west, from the north to the south, the Most High going to bring great destruction and bring a great slaughter upon the inhabitants of the earth, man. And the only one that's going to make it out of here safely is his elect. But the Most High is going to not, he's not going to destroy the whole earth. It's a metaphor of most people being killed. Because those that's part of the elect that come down from New Jerusalem out of them chariots, they going to come around and they going to come down from the chariots and they going to take over the whole earth, man. Yeah, bro.
Yep. It says, and the slain of the Lord shall be at that day, from one end of the earth, even unto the other end of the earth. They shall not be lamented, neither gathered, nor buried, but they shall be as dung upon the ground.
And the first fruits of slaves, which are the international bankers, pursuant to Ezekiel, chapter 39, verse 14, is going to go around burying them, the slain, man. So we got to understand that. The first fruits of slaves is going to be the international bankers, man. Started with, any one of them Rothschilds that's still alive at the time. Whoever's in charge, they're going to be the first fruits of slaves. A decrepit old hoe, a man bent over like this, with parsley in his back, can't move. He gonna put him and kick him in his ass. Pow! Kick that shovel, bitch. You know what I mean?
That was it?
That was it. Yeah, that was it.
I got something.
You got it.
I got something. This is since we're on chariots. This is Zechariah chapter 5, verse 1. Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying robe. And he said unto me, what seest thou?
And he started describing the chariot. Zechariah started describing the chariot to the angel, what he saw. And the measurements and everything. And that's when the angel said, this is the curse. I ain't gonna jump ahead again.
It says, and he said unto me, what seest thou? And I looked, and I answered, I see a flying robe. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits.
He started describing how it looked and what he saw. And then that's when the angel told Zechariah what it meant.
It says, then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth.
And that's a curse unto Esau, but a blessing unto the elect of the Most High, man. That's a curse unto Esau. Esau don't want to have nothing to do with them chariots, man. Even though they know what they are, but they would say they little green men from Mars, which is totally bullshit, totally off, man. Yeah.
For every one that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it.
And Esau is a major thief, man. He stole the land of Israel first and foremost. So to Ezekiel chapter 35, 35th chapter, and he stole the land of America from the Native Americans. You a major thief, man.
He stole people.
He stole
land.
he stole people.
Well, he stole Israel.
And he's still going around with the four corners of the earth, stealing people's natural resources. You a goddamn thief, man. And this curse is going to consume you. Which is the chariots. Yeah.
No, just back in, just on out of law. Just like you're going through the list. This man's MO,
I got to.
besides being a devil, just
All you gotta do is just
ain't nothing of his own.
make sure.
Yeah. Like the Lord said, right? The
You gotta do
people
is
still killing, destroying.
That's right. That's Esau.
Yeah.
So
That's the devil, that's him.
I give him the
So yeah,
benefit of the doubt.
you know, this would have to be, we're talking about
One
you.
time was an accident.
They ain't talking about the Moabites.
That's right.
They ain't talking about Iran. The Persians, when the last time you seen the Persians invade a country and take over their natural resources? When the last time you seen Ammon, the so-called Japanese, invade different lands and take over their resources? You know, it's all Esau. Esau is doing it.
He stole the, what's that, president of
Venezuela.
Venezuela.
Yeah. Kidnapped him and his wife and took their resources, man.
Yeah, still in the book.
That's straight skullduggery, man. Huh?
It says, then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth.
Which is them chariots, man. That go over the face of the whole earth, man. And the Most High's eyes is upon the sinful kingdom. And that's what that means, man. Because these chariots are watching everything, man. It's sold in Saudi Arabia. No, was that even Saudi Arabia? It was Saudi Arabia. Somewhere in the Middle East, you seen chariots moving. And they was shooting at it, but they was missing it. You seen that video? You seen that, right? All you see is the fire from them bullets. And the chariot was pyramid getting big and smaller, and it's moving, man. It was getting bigger, it would go smaller. When they wanted to avoid the missile and the bullets, they would go small. Then they go big and shoot off again. I was like, wow. I was astonished when I saw that video. Then they took it down. There was too much information coming out.
Okay. It says, for everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on this side according to it.
That's Esau, man. That's Esau, you red bastard. You're not going to escape the judgment of the Most High, man. The judgment of the Most High is going to come down on you heavy. The only thing you can do is hope and pray you're not an Edomite. The only thing you can do is hope and pray you're not an Edomite. Because right now, back in the 40s and 50s, it was a good thing to be an Edomite. Fast forward to 2026, it's a bad thing to be an Edomite, man. Nobody want to be an Edomite. Everybody don't want to be Esau. Even Esau don't want to be Esau. Dig that shit.
His own women.
Their own women starting to hate you now.
Scripture say you're going to be
That's right. Vagabond is nothing but a traveler.
Vagabond, I think part of the definition of vagabond, they run away from the law.
Yeah, a fugitive.
Yeah, fugitive, yeah. That's the key thing. And he's running away from the laws of the Lord. Those are the only true laws anyway.
So you're not going to escape the judgment of the Most High. So keep on running. Run, Esau, run, Esau, run.
You're gonna run past anyway.
Yeah, which money, yeah. Keep on running, Esau, run. But soon you're gonna get caught and hung by the neck.
It says, and I will bring it forth, said the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name.
That's Esau. That's America. The house of the thief. Esau runs the house of Esau runs America. This is the house of the thief. Esau is a thief, man. So you're gonna pay. Keep on running. Keep keep on being that vagabond. Keep on running. I'm saying, what is it? I say, damn. What's it? Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom.
That's
Lamentations 4:21. Yeah. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, man. Have a good time, man. Enjoy yourself, man. Relax. Go on your luxurious boat vacations. Go and fish. Kick your feet up. Because your time is up. Your time is up. And you're going to pay.
And it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof.
That's right. Till you be destroyed, man. Dead, dead, dead slavery. After 1,000 years, Obadiah 1:18. You understand, or you comprehend it. Shalom.
Shalom, shalom. Everyone in this earth.
Amos chapter 5 verse 18. It says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. What end is it for you?
That's right. The scripture say, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. Which war is going into what? Destruction.
Yeah, it's in my car.
Sorrows.
Yeah, I got it.
You know, sorrows is coming upon you that desire the day of the Lord. You know,
I was gonna say, if
which
it goes
is
that way, brother.
talking about what? You Christians, man. You know? Christians always make it seem like the day of the Lord is going to be a peaceful and joyful day for everybody. As long as you believe in Jesus Christ, you know what I'm saying, you're going to be saved, right? But no, the scripture say, woe unto you, man. You know? It's going to be the total opposite of what you think of, man. You're thinking of a so-called white man coming down from the heavens on the clouds, gliding, you know what I'm saying, with roses and gifts and, no, man.
Just what you're going into. And this is out the Lord's mouth, Yahweh. This is Matthew 10, verse 34. It reads, think not that I come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword.
That's right. So Yahweh Shai, he's not a peaceful man. I mean, of course, he's the king of peace. You know, he is a peaceful man. But in order for peace to be established, you know, destruction has to come first. You know, the Most High, he's about balance, man. He's not going to bring peace without bringing judgment. What? You know? So think not that I am come to send peace on the earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. Christians think that Yahweh Shai is coming to just bring deliverance to everything, man. Everybody's going to be delivered. As long as you believe in Jesus Christ, you know, you believe in a rapture, you believe in Jesus Christ, you're going to get saved before the destruction and all of that. And then, you know, after that, it's going to be a 7-year tribulation. You know, show you how bugged out these Christians are, man. Right? They don't understand the true nature of Yahweh Shai. The scriptures speak about how Yahweh Shai, he's an austere man. You know, he's a serious man. Now, he ain't playing with you. He ain't laughing with you. He ain't smiling with you. You know, he's only doing that with his elect, of course, you know, after the deliverance. But Yahweh Shai's angry, man. If somebody can get Isaiah 42, where it says, I have long time holding my peace. That was it. Yeah, you read that and then you get Isaiah, because he was reading that.
This is Amos 5 and 18. It says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord Yahweh. To what end is it for you?
Yeah, well, what's the profit unto you, man? You know? And they think the kingdom of heaven is, you know, you have to go actually up in the heavens, man. You have to be go into the spirit realm, you know, in order to be saved, man. And that's it, right? The world ends, and then you just live with who you call Jesus Christ in the heavens forever. No, man. The kingdom of heaven will be established upon the earth. You know, that's what the kingdom of heaven is, man. You got Christians don't understand the notions of the different heavens in the scriptures, man. You know, you got the Shemayim, the heavens, which is, you know, the firmament, and then you got outer space, and then you got the spirit realm where the Most High dwells, man. And then you also have the kingdom of heaven, which will be mannered, right, after the Most High's mind. You know, it's going to be a copy of what's in the heavens, man, a copy of the spirit realm. Just like how the Most High told Moses, whatever you saw, you know, make the ark after the manner thereof. That's how the kingdom of heaven is going to be. It's going to be mannered after the Yahweh Shai's spirit realm. That's why the scriptures say on earth as it is in heaven, man. It's going to be a mirror of what's up there. You know?
It says, the day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
Yeah, it's darkness and not light, man. It's going to be a dark and gloomy day. You know? Missiles are dropping everywhere. You know, all over America, man. 200,000.
which is what, 200 million warheads, man. You know, and you gotta believe that, man. You know, if you see the technology of these nations they're coming up with, they're getting more and more advanced, man. And the Lord said, what? Beat your blocks into swords. You know, their nuclear ICBMs is able to carry more and more payloads. You know, it's going from 10 to 100. Next thing you know, each might carry 1,000. And all you need is like what? 1,000 of those to have a million, right? So you need what? Maybe 200 of those to have 200,000, you know? Or 2,000 of those, you know?
Now I'm about to say the least of Russia's arsenal, the arsenic, the arsenic, whatever you call it, I forgot.
Arsenic.
The arsenic.
Yes.
They could carry up to 25 warheads, but they don't use it as a nuclear device yet.
Yeah.
But it's nuclear capable.
Yeah.
Up to 25 warheads, and they got a bunch of them shits, man.
And that's just one missile, man. And you know, in the times of
I'm sorry, I know was it President Putin, whatever, of Russia, he said they could take this one missile he has, they could just take out the whole East Coast.
Yeah.
I think it was called Satan 1.
Satan 2.
Satan 2. And, so basically, it only takes technically 2 missiles to take out this place, man. So it just shows you the overkill, or really it shows you the wrath of the Lord, man. You know, I mean, you can't even think about it. I mean, try to think about 500 missiles. Then 1,000 missiles.
let alone 1 million.
Then, yeah, I didn't get there yet, but yeah, I mean, you can't really, then the 50,000, 60,000, came in. We talk about 2 million, man. That's you can't really comprehend that. That's why it makes sense, man. When the scriptures say the earth shall rock to and fro, you know, like that will shake the whole axis of the earth.
Isaiah the 24th chapter, the 19th verse on down.
Yeah. And again, it shows the wrath of the look. This world has never seen that much power, and that's what proves. I always bring out the precept in the Apocrypha when it said, when you before the Most High's presence, you should be beaten with powder. So, my understanding, that's what proves the Most High is going to be in the spirit of those missiles. Because first of all, he is a consuming fire. What is the aftermath after the missiles detonate? Powder. Because this place is going to be, it's prophesied, this place is going to be a land of dust, a desert. You know?
It said that in 2nd Ezra, it's the 13th chapter. It said after that we perceived it was nothing but smell of dust and smoke.
Dust and smoke.
He said, when I saw that, I was afraid.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't be afraid?
Like the Apostle Paul says, you got to extrapolate and really imagine these scriptures. They are life. They are visions. That's why the prophets were thrown up and so scared of what they saw.
They got sick.
Let alone, here it is, it's amazing to us in this time. We live in this realm. We understand the technology, but, and we're still like, damn.
Yeah, that's right. And this is like, I was going to say, this is, they have that capacity before the arms race. Because every time there's a world war, there's a arms race. And we didn't even reach that point yet. The arms race is when they shut everything down for education, whatever sectors of government, and just focus solely on military. That's when you really go see, the real payloads. One missile might be able to carry 100, or 1,000, Hey man, the Lord said what? Beat your clashes into swords, man. All these nations, they're getting more and more advanced, man, with their technology, man. They're getting more and more advanced. And they don't even need all these different missiles, man. Russia don't even need that. But, they have different types of missiles in the arsenal, you know what I'm saying, just in case, let's say Esau take out all their missiles, then guess what? They got the submarines.
Yeah, I was about to say
they got what they call it nuclear triads, the air, land, and sea. So they got planes that could drop missiles, that could shoot nuclear weapons. They got land-based missiles, and they got sea-based missiles.
They said that the sea-based missiles, the submarines, are actually worse than the actual land.
You can detect them.
You can't detect them, but they detonate, their damage is even worse.
Yeah. You don't know where they're at.
Worse.
They can pop up on the coast of America, drop the missiles, and then boom, just go back under the ocean and just dip off. Even if Russia's destroyed, they still got the submarines that could destroy America.
Russia has the most nuclear weapons.
Now,
Estimated inventory of around 5,500 to
it says,
5,580
I looked up.
warheads. The United States comes in second, holding about
Damn,
5,044 total warheads.
Well,
Together, these two countries
now I was going to bring out the truth. Now I was going to bring out a point. It says Russia has the most nuclear weapons in the world, with the estimated total inventory of roughly 5,500 to 5,580 warheads, including retired stockpiles waiting dismantlement.
Yeah. But see, and this is just a number they just tell you.
And then it says,
have 100,000, but they don't want people panicking. What the fuck you need 100,000 missiles for?
and then it said,
That's overkill, you know?
then they say United States is second, and China is third, and then you got India and Pakistan.
Yeah. All
And
these
then-
nations, they getting their hands on that technology now. Because, you know, these nations, they realize that in order to keep America, all these Edomites at bay, you need your nuclear missiles, which is why Iran now, they're getting their hands on that. And all these other nations, eventually, they're going to get the help of Russia, you know, as well as, you know, Russia's going to be the main one, but, you know, you're going to have China and Iran, of course, supply them with nuclear technology. Right?
Yeah, that's it's like, yeah, these nations, they've been planning this for generations.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't just happen
Overnight.
Overnight, 2015. It's been being developed, you know. So
Since the 40s.
Yeah, even with Iran. Iran might not have the nuclear warheads, but they have the technology.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know kind of, you never know Iran what kind of missiles that or warheads, missiles that the warheads capability. You don't know what they have, man. You know, but the spirit you have is where you know it's going to have a lot, because these numbers are prophesied, so it has to happen.
And they still producing, they ain't stop producing a lot here.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, that's right. And you had the old leader of Iran, the supreme leader, the one that they killed. He put a limit on the capacity of the missiles, and he's the one that don't want them pursuing nuclear weapons. Man.
He dead
But
now.
now that he's dead, his son is more radical. You know what I'm saying? So now they're pursuing nuclear weapons, and now Iran just said it's time for you Americans to feel what it's like to get hit by missiles. So now they're about to increase the range of their missiles to be able to reach the inside of America, man. That's what they just said. You know, because it's like, you know, Iran, they just get hit,
Right.
but all Iran can do is just attack the Middle East countries, American interests. You know, attack Amazon, attack the oil refineries. But like, nah, fuck that, man. These Americans gotta feel it too. You know what I'm saying? Because we getting fucked up. Y'all gotta feel the same shit.
Damn.
You know,
They
y'all
start
ain't do
shooting
nothing
missiles over
about
here,
it,
man.
You know?
They start shooting missiles over here, man. That's gonna be
Yeah.
beautiful, right?
And then they're talking about how Cuba got Iranian drones and all that, which, you know, they could set up that false flag. But hey, man, just get ready. They even said that. The Pentagon is preparing for war on the shores of America. You know
2027, bro.
You know what I'm saying? 2027. That draft is coming in December, right? The draft is coming in December, so hey, man, you know they already running out of ammunition.
September,
So the
October,
only
November,
option
December,
that's on
4
the
months
table
away.
It's either nuclear weapons or a military ground invasion, which they can just go straight to the nukes, or they're going to start with the invasion. So they're going to need bodies for that, man. Millions and millions of bodies. Because Iran is not just a little territory you can just take over. It's not just an island, man. You know, it's a gigantic territory of 100 million people, man. Right? So that draft is coming. You got something?
Yeah, so right.
Okay, go ahead.
This is back in,
Matter of fact, no, let him finish that.
Continuing in Amos 5, verse 19, it says, as if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house, and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit
Yeah,
him.
that's right. So there's no escaping the judgment of Yahweh Shemashah. That's what that's pretty much saying. You know, you flee from a lion, which is damn near impossible. You know, you're a human being, you know, you can't outrun a lion, man. Lions can run easily, you know what I'm saying, for miles, man. They could chase you down for 20, 50 miles, chase the prey down. Right? You get tired, this nigga's still on the hunt. He's still, you know? Because guess what? That's his reward. It's your body, man. It's that flesh. Right? As if a man did flee from a lion, boom, you finally, you know what I'm saying? Outrun a lion, boom. And then boom, then the bear man, you trying to catch your breath, you look up, big ass bear. Oh fuck. And you know bears, even though they big, yeah, they got stamina. They
Bears
can
got
run.
stamina, lions don't run 50 miles. But they run 35 miles an hour.
No, they don't run for 50 miles, but they could chase you, they could hunt you.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, they
you
run.
know.
But they'll run out of gas.
Yeah, they run out of gas, yeah.
But a bear won't.
Yeah.
bear.
market was 30 miles.
And scared to tell.
Yeah, facts.
People don't realize because the bear is so big, when it runs, the weight is what's shifting them forward to propel them to move faster.
Yeah. Yep. So now this is in the bear method, right? So you let's say you finally, let's say by some miracle you outrun the bear. You get in the house, you catch your breath. You know your hand on the wall. There was a serpent on the wall. You feel me? Shit. Fuck, man. You know? So that represents, you know, all these different people escaping the plagues, right? You might outrun the famine. You might outrun the different, you know, judgments of Yahweh Shema Shah. And guess what? You still got the missiles coming.
That's why the Most High.
That's the main play.
That's why the Most High said in Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 1 on down to 3, he appointed 4 kinds of death.
Yeah.
You know me? So
Slaves.
the beast of the earth, so you ain't gonna escape all them judgments. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right. But you know, the Most High, he got certain people reserved for that, man, to bring them all the way to the end, just to bring forth, you know, that main judgment, which is the missiles, man.
Most High is dreadful.
Verse 20, it says, shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it?
That's right. No brightness in it, man. We're talking the missiles darkening the skies all over the world. No matter where you at, you could be in the North Pole, you could be in China, you could be in you know, South America, right? No matter where you at on the earth, it's gonna be dark. A nuclear winter.
Remember if you watched that movie 300 when Xerxes was like, our arrows is going, you know, it's going to block out the sun. And it's dropping. Yeah, but I got it. I'm holding it.
Okay.
He said the arrows will block out the sun. When they
I
shot
didn't
the
wanna-
arrows, they literally, all the arrows.
I don't know why it stopped. It's dropping. I don't know.
Yeah, so the
You know, so
pattern.
they,
300, they said, oh, well, you're going to fight in the shade. Yeah, you didn't fight in the shade with the Lord practice time.
And that's how them nuclear missiles are going to block out the sun.
Iran and America gonna have that kind of. They're fearless, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
America is not gonna be. Iran is gonna be this fearless right now. They dying in the streets.
They don't care.
You got certain protesters that speaking out and saying, "Listen, I'm ready to die. I'm gonna keep speaking till I die. Till the bomb hit me." So Iran don't have no fear of those bombs. They got that fight to the Shakespeare. Now America, if we see bombs overhead, not we sloppy, but these Americans see bombs overhead, they're gonna lose their mind, bro.
Exactly.
Remember 9/11?
Yeah. Yep.
Even a strong thunderstorm.
Yeah. They see a bomb hit the shores of America.
Forget
these
it.
Americans' minds are gonna shift. All right? It's gonna be fucked up, bro. Yo, what, bro? I got a piece of
Just to back your point, you're right, because they never seen it before. That's what talks about in Isaiah, the virgin daughter of Babylon. Am I saying it right? Isaiah. Oh, you do? I was just okay.
It's Isaiah 4:7-1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there's no throne.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about right now, man. Sit in the dust, you know? Everybody's confused, man. They don't know what the fuck is going on in politics, you know? This administration, you know what I'm saying, got them stressed out. They don't know what to do, right? You know, all they can worry about is going to work. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to worry about what's in the news because they don't want to be stressed out. But guess what? The day of the Lord's going to hit them like a thief of the night. You're about to run out of fuel. You know what I'm saying? You wake up one day like, you know what? You got people talking about, yeah, you know, when this is over, the next president, he going to have to fix a lot of stuff that Trump messed up. Right? There ain't going to be no next president, man. This is the last Trump. Right? And this is, you know, Lord's will. You know, this is going to be the last, you know, the last king of Babylon, man. Right? So, you know, people are trying to, you know, put it in the back of their minds, but we're coming into a time where this shit gonna hit you, man. You wake up, and if you drive, you know, the price of gas is gonna go from whatever it is now, which is what, like $4.50, $5 a gallon, wherever you at. You know, it's gonna go from that to boom, it shoot up to $10 a gallon. Now what? You know what? No more diesel. They said we have 3 weeks worth of diesel left.
Now it's 2 weeks.
2 weeks, right? 2-3 weeks, depending on what part of America you at, right? Right now? You know? This month is going out. So when that run out, that means what? No food in your grocery stores, man.
Yeah, the trucks can't move.
Yeah, the trucks can't move. You need diesel to keep the food cold, right? And just in general, man. All warehouses in America use diesel because you need trucks to deliver the products to the warehouses, right? In my job, same thing. You need diesel. Farmers work different jobs where diesel is required, man. And even if you're in a field where you don't use trucks, diesel still used again, that stuff to you. The products to your jobs or whatever. Or if you're in a manufacturing job, right? You need that oil. You need that oil, different types of oils. So.
Right. Yeah. It says Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
Yeah, the daughter of Babylon, because America's never been touched by any really type of calamity. Right? You go to these third world countries, right? They're used to, going to economic collapse, right? Inflation, insurrection. They're used
Bombings.
to that,
like
violence.
brother just mentioned, like in Iran, they're all these nations are war prep. They've seen some kind of hard times, hard times and adversity in their whole lifetime. Like their fathers, their grandfathers. But to your point, Americans never seen it. It's called a really, and they think that's going to go on. They try to block it out of your minds, like you said. And that's called the term normalcy bias. All right, where they think it's going to go basically business as usual, or things are just going to keep on staying the way they are. Nothing can happen to us. So that's why that scripture brings out, "O virgin daughter of Babylon." This is not Babylon has already been destroyed. So what is it talking about? Why is it a virgin daughter of Babylon? Because when you look at that word virgin, it goes back to a Hebrew word that means never been touched. All right. Why? Because this place, the soil of America, has never been touched by war, and it is Babylon, the virgin daughter. It's the daughter of Babylon, because all the customs of America, or Babylon, aka Babylon here in America, is of the Babylonians. All right, all their idols. You can see all the symbolism in your cars and your logos of the businesses. And it's all in your daily practices in your schools. It's in your Greek fraternities. It's everywhere. So that's why they call this place. First of all, Babylon was known for its Chaldeans, its witchcraft. So Salakia, that's what it's really. This America is really founded. At the essence, the foundation of America is really witchcraft.
The Council of 13.
The Council of 13. Your TV is nothing but mediums for your computers, your AI, especially AI. Ain't nothing but a medium for damn demons, man.
Straight.
Elon Musk brought it out. Everything you see, this entertainment, your halftime Super Bowl games, your entertainers, they're all involved in that Baphomet, an ancient Babylonian witchcraft spirit. Really, they're witches and warlocks.
And
They're celebrities, they're judges. All right, worshiping Saturn, wearing all black. This place is the number one attribute of this place, America, is witchcraft. Your secret societies, skull and bones, your masonry, right? This is Babylon, the virgin daughter of Babylon.
That's right.
Like back up on the virgin in the blue letter go to Strong's, the Strong's H1330 Bakwala in the Hebrew, and that's to be interpreted as virgin.
America's not touched by any calamity.
I just looked up how important is diesel to the American economy. It says diesel is vital to the American economy. It powers the heavy trucks, trains, and ships that move nearly all commercial goods and consumer products across the nation. It also drives the heavy machinery used in agriculture, construction, mining, and emergency backup generators. Then real quick, it says economic and industry role. It says freight and shipping moves over 80% of U.S. goods via commercial semi-trucks, cargo trains, and marine vessels. Over 80%.
That's like the bloodline of you said vital. That's like a bloodline. You cut up the blood of your body, what happens? You start leaking. You lose a certain amount of blood, and that's not even 8%. I don't know what the percentage is. Probably like what, a third of your blood in your body. You're done for, man. You start bleeding out. So going back to the point, like diesel and oil, that's the bloodline of America. Once that's done, it's over.
It says, if America completely runs out of diesel, national commerce would freeze within days. Because diesel powers over 95% of heavy duty freight trucks, basically just going into the whole equipment. So y'all like,
Yeah, economic collapse, pretty much. That's what you're looking at.
It also goes into the fuel for the aviation.
Yeah.
That's low too, aviation
Jet
fuel.
Yeah, that's low too. They're running on jet fuel and diesel.
It's called aviation fuel.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So, hey, man. So that diesel run out, America's gonna shut down. Man.
And they saying that
Let's talk about that, man.
they're saying by October. They say by October. They say, but if America don't get the Strait of Hormuz open by October, she's gonna be in dire straits over here, man.
Yeah, because now you entering into a whole nother fiscal year. You know what I'm saying? You entering into a whole nother fiscal year.
It's a quarter. It's
No
quarters.
jobs.
The first quarter is January, February, March. The second quarter is April, May, June. The third quarter is July, August, September, and the fourth quarter is October, November, December. We're approaching the fourth quarter now.
Yeah. No, I think the fiscal year starts in September, October.
No,
You know,
that's the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter of everything how it is. It got 4 quarters. In the financial, like I said, the first 3 quarters is January, February, March. Then you got April, May, June. Then the third quarter is July, August, September. And we're approaching the third quarter. And then September, October, November. No, then November, December. November. No, September, November, December. Yes, that's the fourth quarter.
So yeah, man. You know, we're talking full economic collapse. Yeah, finish Isaiah 47. You hold
So Isaiah 47, I'll read it again. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans."
Yeah, that's right. Sit on the ground. There's no throne. Mean what? No more American hegemony, man. America lost that global power that they had, man, that they had for decades, man. You know, generals are talking about it. You know what I'm saying? And this is why Trump, he won't allow himself to lose this war. You know, because America's gonna lose the hegemony. Right up.
It says, "For thou shalt no more be called
Tender and delicate.
Yeah, at one point, all
Tender
countries,
hoe.
you know, everybody always try to justify America. You know, 9/11, you know, the terrorists. They always find a justification to justify the wicked, right? But we're at the point where these nations ain't justifying Esau anymore, man. They're seeing that he's the villain. He's the bad guy in the movie. You're not going there to give him freedom. You're not going there to give him democracy.
You're going to
You're
steal.
going there to steal. You damn thief. You're going there to steal, kill, and destroy. These nations, they're seeing that, man. You know?
And occupy their lands.
Yeah, occupy their lands, man. Word up. Go ahead, brother.
It says, "Take the millstone and grind milk, uncover thy locks."
That represents America going through a time of trouble, man. Time of tribulation, right? Take the millstones and ground milk, you know? These people now, you know, people are working harder than ever, man. They got many articles about it. People are working harder than ever, but they're more broke than ever, man. You know? Because what? Because of inflation, people can't afford food, right? And then the wages are stagnant. Wages ain't increasing, while the cost of living is increasing, you know, exponentially, man.
We had this chick on TikTok complaining how she got 3 jobs and still can't pay her bills.
See?
3 jobs.
Yeah, you got people making $150,000 a year and they living paycheck to paycheck.
I can't afford nothing.
Uncover thy locks, make bare the leg.
Yeah, that's right. Uncover thy locks. Like a woman, you know, the scriptures say a woman got to cover her hair. You know what I'm saying? So uncovering the locks is what? America's shame being seen. Man. You know what I'm saying? America losing her glory.
Come to die, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
Yeah, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, and shame shall be seen. Right? The Epstein files that expose, you know, these devils, man. And now you got Esau going to other countries now. They're complaining about how, yeah, you know, I'm used to traveling. I've been traveling for years, but ever since Trump came in and did all of this now, you know, whenever I go to another country, you know, these people hate me. Why they're being despised, man? You know? You got this video, Esau go to Japan, and the nigga pull up to him like, yo, are you a pedophile?
Yo, this shit, man.
He's like, yeah, you white people, you Epstein, he's like, you Epstein, you know, all you. He said, you come here. He's like, nah, but I'm not Epstein. Right? He's like, yo, all you come here, you say you mess with the little kids and all of that. Why he started calling Esau? He's like, no, it's true. So I was talking to my friend about it. Like, these nations, they're coming to the realization, like, yo, they're sobering up. You know what I'm saying? Because Esau got them drunk with their wine. Right? Now they're starting to sober up, like, yo, shit. You know, this been about the whole time. People say Esau's going to be greatly despised, man. You know, we've seen that, man. Everybody hates Amalek, calling them out at the United Nations. Every single country hates these damn devils, man. Small hats.
They the worst of the heathen.
They're the worst of the heathen, man. Yes, that was from the top.
All right, this is Isaiah chapter 19, verse 1. It says, burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, shall come into Egypt.
Yeah, so Yahweh is going to come into Egypt, man. Yahweh is going to crack the clouds, man. Crack the sky, man. And that gigantic chariot that's going to be bigger than the whole earth, man. You know? You think about it, Esau's always catching chariots that's bigger than the earth. So those are angels. So how much more Yahweh's chariot, man? This is why the scripture say every eye shall see him. You know? If you think about it, you can only see the sun on one part of the earth at a time. You know what I'm saying? So to see Yahweh on both hemispheres, that means he's going to be gigantic in the sky, man. You know? It's nighttime over there and daytime over here. We still seeing the same thing. You know
That's gonna be a sight to see, bro.
Everywhere. It's dark
That's gonna be a sight to
That's
see.
gonna be a sight to see, man.
It's not far-fetched, it's true. There's always, most times, there's always something to back up the scriptures. You know what you're saying? So in this case, I remember Doppler 77 brought out another NASA video, and it was basically looked like a wheel within a wheel. When it showed the Earth,
I saw that.
right? And I don't know what it was, some kind of graph or something, but it showed the Earth, and it showed a big chariot. You know, it looked like two wheels. Everybody referred to it as Ezekiel too. Anyway, it was moving towards the Earth, and it circled around. And it was actually bigger, like way bigger.
I saw that.
Not even a little bit, but way bigger.
I think it said it was 30 times bigger than Earth.
Come on, no?
That was right before they shut the world down back in 2019.
Yeah, right before the lockdown.
You know, right before the lockdown. So that's spooked him up. This whole shit. You know, he's coming. You know, let's get this thing rolling. You know, so they shut the world down. So they had this big epidemic. You know what I'm saying? So these devils right now, they shutting up, man. They're seeing things that we don't even see. Right? NASA, like we was going into, we see after images. We don't see real light streams because they had this shit out. You know what I'm saying?
There's videos of a man, I don't know how long old this video is, maybe 15, 20 years, of a man testifying to a woman on some secret classified videos, been released on YouTube, maybe some other outlets, that he described the actual, a dark man coming out of a so-called UFO, and the bigger thing was he described their face and their countenance. He said they looked like the people that never been conquered, and they're about 8, 9 feet tall.
I saw that. I put that video on WhatsApp. I put that video on WhatsApp.
Yeah,
Shaking up.
yeah,
He says,
he shaking,
like
yeah.
dark skin, they were black.
He said they look like so-called African Americans.
I mean, the thing that gets me when he says they have a face, they look like they've never been conquered. It's an angel. They got that fierce, stern countenance.
They never been conquered. They had that look, that stout look like.
What a description. And that's how you know. That's the Lord put that in that man's mind to say like that. Because that's a perfect description of the angel. They have never been conquered. They're the conquerors.
Yeah, that's right.
Especially Michael Archangel. That's why, he's Yahweh's right-hand man. He's the archangel of all the angels. And it's prophesied Michael, the archangel, is going to come with Yahweh.
Right.
And all the angels.
He's gonna be right hand side with Yahweh.
And he's set up to defend the nation of Israel. He's our defender. So you Edomites, boy.
It tell you that in Daniel chapter 12 verse 1.
And it makes sense. Because in the ancient time, when a king would go travel, if a king would go to another land, another king's nation, he would bring a whole army of soldiers, servants. He'll bring a whole train. You think, what the fuck? Hundreds, you know what I'm saying? Thousands of people pulling up. So how much more Yahweh Shah, man? He's coming to conquer, man.
That's why
he's coming with the host of heaven.
The greatest day
Ever.
Day of our Lord. And we're reading, right? And we notice the Lord has shown in His secrets, and His through His blessings and His mediation, being an intercession. You know, we give all glory to Yahweh Shai, to Yahweh. So we have the secrets to describe and explain these prophecies. But even we have that gift, it's still amazing to us, man. It still like blows our mind. So how much more this world? You know, that's why this world is not ready, and it would be, hey man, this is going to be the greatest event known in existence. You know, it's tough now. We're going through it. We're going through our fire in our life. When the day of the Lord comes, and even up to that day, we're going to thank the Lord. That's why we say, Wadi Yahweh. We're going to praise the Lord forever. Right? To not be part of His judgment and to be of Him. You know? And to be of Him. To be chosen of Him. To be His chosen people. We have to remember that, speak for myself, all the things that we go through, this is what we got to look forward to. You know? Like you mentioned before, like even like the prayer says. I'm bad at verbatim, but just like it is in heavens, just like making up like on earth. You know, so it's going to be a glorious world when the Lord comes back, and that's what He has to give us. This is what we sacrifice our lives for. What the Lord's going to bring us the reward. We sacrifice it, leave His name prophesied. You know, just like these demons in this world sacrifice for their corruptible crowns. There's no greater crown than what the crown of the Lord is going to give us elect.
I got precepts touching about Michael the Archangel. This is Daniel 10, verse 13. But the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 120 days. But lo, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, and I remembered there with me. And I remained there with the king of Persia. So like the elder was going into, you know, how Michael is, you know, Yahweh Shai is like right hand when it comes to the archangel, man. Like Michael is there to protect the Lord's elect, man. You know?
You see, back in the ancient world, men's minds was much stronger. So it took a little time for angels to work on the men's minds. That's what it was going into. The king of Persia was withstanding him because he didn't want to do the will. He didn't want to abide by what the angel was telling him, whispered in his ear. You know, but eventually, help came and the angels prevailed.
Just to back you up, look at our forefather Jacob.
Yep, come. Yeah.
That's how strong it is.
Angel had to break up, had to dislocate his hip. Had to dislocate his hip and said, let me go, man.
Angel got tired, man. I know all day for this. I think he said he rushed them to the breaking of the door.
Yeah, to the breaking of the door. He was like, man, I ain't got no time for this. I gotta go, man. I gotta go. Let me go. See, he had to dislocate his hip in order for him to let him go. Then he was like, yo, I ain't let you give me a blessing. Give me a blessing. That's beautiful right there, right? Yeah, good.
That's what scripture said in Apocrypha, we should go speaking for age.
Yeah.
You know, like even our fathers. I always remember this when I think about that scripture. I think about Malcolm X's father. He got ran over by a train and still like lived a little bit afterwards. Yeah, he got ran over by a train and still like, you know. So even our parents, you know what I mean? And our grandparents, they're stronger than us.
Where that thing comes from, where they call it old man strength. Don't underestimate him, you know?
At 80 years old.
I saw, yeah. Yo, you know the crazy thing? My uncle, right? He was 90 and he was jogging, going around the block. So I said, you know, I said, your uncle, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pass you 3 or 4 times running around the block. Yo, he was jogging and I kept on looking at him. I passed him by and I waved at him. What's up, man? I keep moving. Yo, he was like, yo, so what? I'm still jogging though. He was 90 though. Yo, he was jogging, yeah. He said, see if you could do it if you get my age. Nah, I don't want to see that, man.
Isaiah 19 verse 1, it says, the burden of Egypt. It says, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it.
Yeah, the heart of Egypt shall melt, man. You know what I'm saying? All these Americans, they're gonna shake up, but they're gonna, you know, the scripture say all knees shall be weak as water, right? Which when you go into it, is going into how, you know, man bowels gave up. You know what I'm saying? The liver, what is it? You know, the prostate, was it prostate? What holds up the bladder? The bladder gives up and you start peeing. You know what I'm saying? Shit run down on your knees. You know what I'm saying? Out of fear.
Peeing, shitting yourself.
All these shall be weak as water. So you will be shook up when you see that, man. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine? You know, you gonna feel like an ant, man. You know what I'm saying? And an ant point of view, and, you know, looking at a human, he's like a giant. You know what I'm saying? A great depiction of that is the anime Attack on
These
Titan.
niggas, man.
You see how them people used to be shaking up, see a 20-foot giant. You know what I'm saying? So how much more Yahweh Shah bigger than the earth, man? You know what I'm saying? Like the book I read earlier, it says when they turn their countenance to look, all things tremble, they were seen under him. You see a gigantic being in the sky, and then all of a sudden he just turn his head and look right at you. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? That's spooky, man. Right? What?
Like, so they call it the rumble.
Oh yeah,
They all
Attack
took
on
over
Titan.
just
Yeah,
like for everybody.
yeah, right.
It was just destruction
Yeah.
in their whole pack. So
Yeah,
they
right.
literally had one mission.
Yeah.
Nothing
Sure.
could deter them from their mission.
Yeah.
Everywhere they walked, it was just destroying everything in their
Yeah,
path.
yeah. That's right. You know, so hey, what?
Says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
That's why the Egyptians against the Egyptians, you know, which represents what? Esau versus Esau. And you see it, you know, on a global scale, all these Edomites are against each other, whether it be NATO versus Russia, whether it be even within themselves. You know what I'm saying? Divisions in America, the left versus the right. You know what I'm saying? So the Most High is going to keep intensifying things to where they actually take up arms against one another, man. You know what I'm saying? Civil war, pretty much, man. You know what I'm saying? Different factions of people, different, what do you call it, militias, you know, banding together. Because one thing about these Edomites, they got weaponry, man. They got bullets. You know, you got Edomites, probably thousands of Edomites, you know what I'm saying, that have been prepping for this day, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them talking about it online, like, yo, I can't wait for white to go down. Like, I can't wait for anarchy. You know what I'm saying?
It says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof.
Yeah, you see that now. The Lord is destroying the council. You know, this administration, they don't know what to do in the state of Hormuz. You know, they got infighting. There was a report that Trump and Hegseth kind of got into it. You know what I'm saying? Because
They had a shouting match.
Yeah, a shouting match because of the low weapons stockpile. So these Edomites, they're losing it, man. Crashing out. Behind the scenes, man, there's a lot going on that we don't know about. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, they're divided, man.
Because they ain't going to tell you.
Well, yeah, they ain't gonna tell you, but it's happening.
It says, and they shall seek to their idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards.
That's right. So as the Most High is plaguing this place more and more, you're gonna see people start resorting to witchcraft. As we see, right, there's a record number of so-called black women now turning to witchcraft. You're gonna see people at the church giving up. You know what I'm saying? Going to tarot card readers, going to voodoo priests. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not gonna be like the scripture say. It's not gonna be any answer of the Most High. God, what scripture? I think it's in Micah. It says, we shall be ashamed, something like that, but there's no answer of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Amos 8:11 is going to be a payment of the word. So once you can see the prophets, you know, once you can get to the prophets, you're going to be like Saul. When Saul couldn't get the spirit of the Most High, he fucking left him. He's like, damn, I'm going to that woman. Man.
The witch of Endor.
To the witch. So that's what people going to do. Once they start realizing all hell breaking loose and Jesus shit ain't working, right? And mama calling on Jesus, boom, she get blasted. Oh shit. Nah, that's
And it says they go to their witches and they monthly prognosticators. That's talking about the Council of 13, the modern day Chaldeans.
Yeah.
Because the Chaldeans was the priests of the Babylonian kings.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So the modern day Council of 13, John Todd went to that how he's one of the members of the Council of 13, you know? And it's 13 witches, high level witches that the Rothschilds consult with, you know, to get their marching orders. They just had the Bohemian Grove last month in July, the last 2 weeks of July, you know.
So the spirit is leaving them. You know what I'm saying? So they shall see to the idols and to the charmers, to them that have familiar spirits. You have people doing tarot card readers, palm readers, trying to get, am I going to survive? Am I going to survive the famine?
Hell no.
Giving up their whole savings. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, it ain't going to work, what?
Yep. It says, and the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them.
That's Trump.
Saith the Lord of hosts.
That's right, man. Like I always say, that's Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? A fierce king shall rule over them, a cruel lord. When they asked him about inflation and how Americans are suffering, they don't give a fuck. I don't care about the state of. I don't care about none of that shit.
He said it too. We don't care about it.
You don't care about it, man. You know? So, hey, man, the fruit's on, and the fierce king shall rule over them. And you're going to see more and more, harsh laws and legislation being passed, man. More new measures are going to be passed, right? When the mark of the beast, especially, is implemented. Esau Edom, the so-called white man, starting with Trump, right? He's going to make it to where, you label a terrorist. You know what I'm saying? You already got him labeling people that speak against data centers as terrorists, right? So how much more when this thing going to come out and you speak against it? He going to tell you, this is a work from God, right? They're going to use that, pull out the Christian plate. This is what's going to save us. This is what we need, right? As a people, as a nation, we can't let the dollar die down. You know what I'm saying? So Israel is the only way, right? They're going to push this thing.
Yep. It says, and the water shall fail from the sea, and the river shall be wasted and dried up.
Yeah, so that's symbolic, man. For the economy. Because back in Egypt, the Nile was like the source of income. The Nile, watered the fields, the crops. You use it for shipment and all of that, right? So the waters fell from the sea. What represent economic collapse, man? Right? Economic collapse in family, right? You see that happening now. Trump talking about what? The purchasing prices for the food, because of the food. So, hey man, we're living in a time of judgment. So both sides, how about shots get ready to strike this plagues, famine, pestilence, World War III, and ultimately destruction of Babylon the Great. So that's what goes out. Give all praises, glory, and honor
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Ba'kakodash.
Double honors to the apostles that give us instruction on the spirit team, salutations to all our people.
Shalom.